Boom. How's it going, y'all? Devin and Brock here from Tactical Cowboy, the best training company in the United States. Come train if you want to be a badass and always look cool and be fit. That's what we'll make you do. We'll get you squared away. Yes, all right, so pistols. I've been rocking my old Gen 4 Glock 17 for about a month now in prep for the operator assessment. I want to run the operator assessment with this to show all of our guys, some are professionals, some are civilians, that it can be done with the most basic equipment. It doesn't get much more basic than this. Freaking OEM Glock sights, nothing even fancy, no Marigold sights or anything like that. One thing I'm actually noticing is I am getting the same exact scores and the same exact speeds as I was with the red dot. The only drill that's becoming harder for me is shooting at 50 yards, but I'm still hitting the target fairly well. It's just hard to determine exactly where that point of aim is going to be at 50 versus with the red dot. So I wanted to bring up something to do with the iron sights that's been really, really helping me. I think this might take you a little time to develop, but it's been a really good skill. And that is staying focused on the target even when you're shooting your iron sights. So of course, when we're rocking the red dots, that's easy to do, right? We stay focused on the target, the red dot comes up, holy cow, it's awesome. I shoot when the red dot's where I want it to be. With the irons, it's a little bit different though. So what I've been doing is 25 yards and in, I've been focusing on the target and the iron sights are blurry while I'm looking at the target. But I've lined up iron sights with front sight focus technique so many times that I can tell if they're actually lined up. At 50, I've been dialing it back and getting a little bit of front sight focus before I break those nice precise shots. I will say, up close, fast shooting, 25 and in, the irons and the red dot, I've had no difference in accuracy and speed. Now, 50 yards and out, it's been a little more difficult with the irons, and headshots, especially while on the move, have been very difficult with the irons. Because not only am I trying to stay focused in the head, I'm moving laterally at like 10 yards in one of our drills, trying to break a shot going from target to target, and that's where the iron sights are getting a little weak for me. So what's nice about the red dots is you can see exactly where you're hitting on the damn target. Damn, look at this pistol. What do we got here? A SIG P320 M1811?
No, so this just started as a SIG P320, not the M18. It started as a compact, and then I did some work with it. So.
Dang, this thing's fancy. Is it gonna go bang though? Like, even though it's clear?
Not right now, obviously.
Oh shit! Bang!
Shit. This is one of the safe Glocks. I mean SIGs. Sorry, my bad.
Well, he said safe Glocks. It just kind of came.
It just came natural. Sorry. I guess I gotta get one. Glock, help me out.
Yeah. But with the red dot, you can tell exactly where that shot's gonna go, right? The downside I've noticed with the red dots is if I'm shooting strong hand or weak hand only at 25, I'm no less shaky with the iron sights. But when I'm on the iron sights, they look stable as hell. So I'm like, great, stable shooting platform, bang, alpha zone. When I have this son of a bee, even though it's the same exact position, the dot's doing this. Yep. Now it's in the alpha zone, maybe go into the Charlie a little bit depending on how shaky I am that day. But that causes a little bit of stress in your mind. At least that's what I've noticed.
I agree 100%. I feel like the same exact thing. The thing with irons, which is tough for me, is when I'm moving and shooting, like you said, headshots here, I've got to do this while I'm watching this. Whereas dot, I'm just looking at the one single point, but I'm seeing the whole thing go like this just because it's going to be off of any little micro thing bumping it. So
yeah,
I feel the same way.
So a tip I've been trying to use when I've gone back to red dot shooting recently after going back to irons is having that level of acceptability, right? I know the dot's never going to be as stable as when I'm shooting rifle. So I'm going to get it good enough and have confidence in breaking that shot. When, like I said, in comparison to the irons, it looks like I'm rock solid and I can have more confidence. What do you think about the red dot shooting, Brock? How do you like it?
I like it a lot. Going from Ranger Regiment and only being able to use the stock 19 Glock, like it's not a bad platform. It's an awesome platform. But being able to switch to something that I can run red dot on and not have to run irons, taking out Glock and SIG, just running irons or red dot, I feel like red dot for me personally is I can pick up and go quicker and move quicker and shoot quicker because I've been solely training on it. Not that I haven't been training with an iron, but lately I haven't. And so I'm sure if I went back to it like yourself, I could pick it back up quick again. But I like doing red dot a lot more than irons. There's a lot more when I do dry fire. There's feedback for me. And so it's not just a tool to use. while using it, but it's a tool to use while improving other things. Like while I'm doing dry fires, I can do the single shot and I can work just pulling my trigger, just making sure that I'm not breaking the side alignment while I'm pulling the trigger, and everything stays nice, flat, and crisp, or as just like you said, acceptable. What is it? Wobble.
Acceptable sight picture, depending on your target size.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's something else I was going to bring up too. So I shot irons for a long time, military, extracurricular activities, all that kind of stuff. When I started shooting red dot, I feel like it did help me. I feel like it helped me because when I'm dry firing or live firing, I could see exactly what I'm doing right or what I'm doing wrong.
Yep.
Now when I've gone back to irons, I feel like having that red dot time made me a better iron shooter for sure. Yep. So we've been shooting a lot of irons lately just to experiment with them because I know some of our participants might run them. So we got to show them that our standards, especially at the operator assessment, can be done with the most basic equipment. Yeah, so whether you're running irons or red dot, don't be lame. Get out to the range and train because there is no excuses. Also, go get fit. Anything else we should say about irons or red dot, Blake? Anything else you got?
Failure rate of irons.
Oh, yeah. They're going to fail. So red dots can fail. I've had a Trijicon RMR, my other Glock that we did the video on, for like 3 years. Finally had to replace the battery, so it lasted a very long time. I smashed the hell out of the thing all over the place. We're jumping to the prone. It's getting hit on stuff. Had zero issues whatsoever. That is an RMR, so they're known for, durability and stuff. Yeah. How have you been with the Leopold?
The Leopold Delta Point Pro, awesome. I picked it up while I was in the military, and I've ran it ever since. I haven't had it fail or have a dead battery on me. That's all user. Like anytime that you're even questioning a battery, change it. Mm-hmm. Like if you haven't changed it for a minute, change it. Like if you're gonna rely on this being your life source, make sure it's up to go. But I always just change mine, and I haven't had a problem. The Delta Point Pro is almost as durable as the RMR, and so that's why I went with it for my choice as duty carry and shooting. Mm-hmm. I just like the bigger window, so that's the reason that I picked that.
Have you ever seen irons fail?
Yes, I was going to say that. So irons can fail, 100%. So these ones, it's just funny, these OEM stock Glock ones have actually never failed on me. But on my other 17, we put a Mariglows in there, or I guess that's what it came with on the program we got it on. And I've had the back rear sight shift, and I've also had the front sight work its way out. So just because you're an irons guy doesn't mean your equipment can't fail. That's why I always like to say, always know the status of your weapon. So every time before I'm going to do a drill, not only am I going to check the status of my chamber, we're going to present out, check the status of my iron sights. Look at them, make sure they are all good to go. Another thing about iron sights, this is a good one. Thank you, Blake. These need to be zeroed. Check this out. Can you see that, Blake? How those rear sights aren't exactly centered?
Yep.
Yeah. So I've had this on multiple Glocks in my professional and personal career. You got it?
I think so, yeah.
Ooh. Either way, they're not perfectly centered in the rear in the rear sight position. So you need to confirm your zero on these irons. I would say confirm it out to 50. So that's what I've been doing with the red dot lately. It's been really effective because with the red dot at 25, I was down on at 50 from a nice, beautiful shooting position. It wasn't me, or maybe it was, who knows. Either way, I just said they were zero the damn thing. I was a little bit into the Charlie zone, so we made adjustments. So with the irons, you'll see these are shifted slightly to the right to compensate for whatever the hell is the gun's got going on, right? So I've had this on multiple Glocks. I'm sure it's the same on other frickin' makes and models. You guys can comment those below. My SIG's been perfect forever. You need to confirm your rear sight is actually good to go. Also, a lot of these are gonna have elevation adjustments for rear and front sights, stuff like that. So don't assume that your gun is good out of the box. Got to confirm your iron sights just like you do it on a rifle, just like you do it on your red dot. And reconfirm, and reconfirm, and reconfirm. Yeah. Yep. Anything else to add in that, Brock?
The first gun I ever bought from somebody before the military, before I knew what I was looking for and all that stuff, I bought it, went home, thought it was so cool, showed my dad, and the next day I went out to shoot it, and the rear sight totally fell out. And I was like, nice. So yeah, I've had irons fail on me.
What kind of pistol?
I do not even remember.
Oh, nice.
It was some shooter that I was a mechanic working for a dude, and he's like, I got a pistol if you want to buy it off me. I was like, sure.
Dang.
Yeah, I took it back to him the next day.
Yeah, I bet. We've had one of our mentors, Josh. He's a sheriff's department type guy, and his wife got a 320, one of the peanut butter ones, and they were on the range shooting it for the first time, and the rear sight flew out. That doesn't mean it's a dig against SIG. I've seen it on all makes and models. Long story short, always remember status of your weapon and always confirm your zero. I think that's all we got.
Big facts.
All right. Drop a comment below about how he looks like Conor McGregor, about my teeth, about how awesome TCTS is. That's all we got. Have a good one.